Sawadee, and welcome to this week's training. This week we decided to go back and dig deep into some of our traditional Muay Boran techniques, which can come in very handy in competition. Since they're not used very much, they'll most probably be a surprise for your opponent.
Sawadee, welcome to this week's training. This week again, we're going to spend some time focusing on our Mae Mai Luk Mai techniques, which are the master tricks of Muay Thai or Muay Boran. So these are specific sequences, attacks, counter-attacks, and defensive moves that were originally used in combat, have been passed down to us from the Grand Masters. They all have interesting names. A lot of them are based on stories around Thai mythology, and it's a nice way of remembering some of these moves and techniques. So some of the Mae Mai Luk Mai can be applied in a Muay Thai arena, in the modern sporting Muay Thai arena. Some of them can't, because some of them are designed to really do harm to your joints and potentially break through joints or break bones. So firstly, you're going to recap some of the Muay Boran stepping that you've done in previous weeks. So we'll go back to that and recap on some of the basic stepping patterns. So firstly, we're going to look at your quick step, which is your soup, and this you can use to move in different directions.
That can be forward, back, left, or right. What's important to remember with a sip is that whichever side we're moving towards, whichever direction we're moving towards, whichever foot is the closest to that direction moves first. If I'm moving forward, then my front foot moves first, and then my back foot folds. And if I'm moving to the right, my right moves first, to the left, my left moves first, and so forth. And whether we're taking a short step or a longer step, it's important that we always get back to our original stance.
It's important it's quick, so you're using it to alter your distance, you're using it to set up a technique, so often you'll jab with your soup. You use it to vary your distance to your opponent, so sometimes by moving forward you're going to interrupt the flow of your opponent's technique, or moving back quickly out the way. Your next step is your Suyang, which is your alternate stepping. So in this way you're changing your stance as you move. So it's alternating stepping. As you step, you're changing your guard. So you don't step like this, leaving your lead shoulder the same. You're stepping, changing your guard as you step.
Now with every move, you'll be ending in the opposite stance, and it's important to keep your balance and keep your guard up. You'll be moving either forward or backwards, and always in your stance.
This also helps you set up techniques. So by changing your stance, you're changing which leg is going to drive the most power. So you may change your stance to deliver a more powerful roundhouse from your left leg rather than your right leg. By stepping, you can also change position relative to your opponent.
Our next footwork is our Mayong or horse trotting, and it has a lot to do with our own natural rhythm. And at that speed, we lift our legs up a little higher with the purpose of not giving cues to our opponent as to what we're going to do next. The best drill to help us find our own rhythm: skipping rope.
You can pick up your knees to different heights in the rhythm of your trotting. So it allows you to block with your shin any oncoming kicks or knees. It also is used to confuse or surprise your opponent and set up a particular technique. So from your stepping, you may then choose to come through with the roundhouse. Yang Sam Kum is your 3-stride walk. So In this case, this is an advanced form of walking or stepping in the Boran.
You notice that it's very similar to what's done during the white crew or the traditional dance before a fight. It's rhythmic, and you can do it moving forward again and moving backwards.
So you see that as you bring that rear leg round, you're again blocking, and you are placing your foot at a suitable distance for you to perhaps deliver another technique. So you may want to come through with something particular. Your last stepping technique is the Yang Sung Kazem. This provides a precursor to many of the kicks, which are reverse kicks, and also many of the other Mae Mai Luk Mai in Muay Thai or Muay Boran. So this step involves bringing your foot across. So you step, bring your foot across and around. Step, step, bring your foot across, around.
It's a very similar movement to the one you would be going through if you were to do a double kick. We've got Hanuman Hag Dan, which translates into English to Hanuman destroying the frontier.
This technique involves slipping to the side, deflecting an oncoming cross punch, and then following up, delivering a horizontal elbow and side knee at the same time.
Our next combo is called Pra Ram Jang Tanon, which translates in English to Rama building the road. We start this technique by getting out of our opponent's cross, assuming our opponent has the same stance as we do. As we get out of our opponent's cross, we strike with a cross punch, straight cross punch of our own, and right after that, we go for a back roundhouse kick to our opponent's stomach. The key to make this technique work is to step out at 45 degrees with our front foot. That allows 1, us to get out of the way, and 2, our leg to come through with the power.
Next exercise is Klun Gratop Fang, which means waves hitting the shore. In this case, you are avoiding a cross punch from your opponent by dipping under, so bending at the knees, dipping under, then you step across to deliver a back spinning elbow. Importantly, you must keep those knees bent in delivering your elbow. In this case, your elbow will strike the body.
Our last technique is in Thai Jaurake Farhang, which translates into English to the salt crocodile whiplashes its tail. We start this technique by deflecting our opponent's cross punch with our lead hand, at the same time stepping our lead foot across, and that allows us to strike with a back spinning roundhouse kick or tecla blanc in Thai.